Joining me now is the CEO, Gold, Water and River Sand Consult, Captain Aliyu Babangida. It's good to have you join me this morning, Captain. Now, the ultimate goal here is to ensure that COVID-19 numbers come down. And that's the reason why there is an extension, or government is doing everything that is doing with the restrictions and all of that. But despite all of that effort, the numbers keep increasing by the day. What has really changed?
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed per se because the footing on which the lockdown itself started was faulty. If you recall, at the beginning of the lockdown, I spoke about very serious communications management. And I also spoke about micromanaging the lockdown. Whatever we are seeing now is just exponential. It's coming right out from how we set off. You can clearly see from the posture of the government, and also you can see from what we can observe on a day-to-day basis that we are struggling with the lockdown. We're struggling with the lockdown because ab initio, we adopted a lockdown without adapting it to our peculiarities. We have been trying to adapt it to us as we go, and we are not going to get the kind of responses we want to get. And while we are taking our time to work out these responses, the virus will take its toll.
But when you say we are struggling with the lockdown, is there any country in the world that is not struggling with the lockdown? The UK, the United States, Italy, Spain, they're all advanced even farther than Nigeria, but they're all struggling with the lockdown, isn't it? So is Nigeria any different?
It depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
If you look at a lockdown based on whether people are complying or not, you're definitely going to get the result you just mentioned. They are also struggling with the lockdown. When you look at a lockdown based on capacity and availability, you're also going to get different parameters, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, for us, because we do not have the systems and the facility in place that those who do and still struggle have, what do you expect from the results? If those who have the facility, those who have the latitude are struggling with it, then do you expect any different or any better from us? You're going to get worse with us. So basically, micromanaging, as I have always said, ab initio, is about doing this lockdown manually. They can do their lockdown virtually. We have to do ours manually. And from what we are seeing, there is could I say there is a disconnect? The system is still far flung from the people who really need to be locked down.
All right, Captain, can you explain to us the differences when you talk about manually locking down the country differently from the virtual lockdown? What are their differences? Can you break it down for us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello,
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, breaking it down for you, let's look at it this way. From the federal and state levels, we will be closer to the people if the epicenter of managing, not the epicenter of the viral infection. Now, I'm talking about the epicenter of managing the lockdown. The epicenter of managing the lockdown should be at the council and ward levels. Local government chairmen should be playing the role governors are playing. The governors should be given the kind of powers the president wields right now. The president cannot manage our lockdown. Neither can a presidential task force. Let the governors play that role, and then let local government chairmen play the role the governors are playing. Let us have ward councillors and local government chairmen. Then you can be able to see a street for street, home for home management of this lockdown. And there is another place we're not looking in micromanaging the lockdown: women. There is one in every home. women can help us get this lockdown enforced in ways you cannot imagine. So all these policies, committees, groups, they are good. But then the time they take to get the results is not going to tell on the virus. It will just continue to do its job.
All right, Captain, I'm a little curious when you say women have what it takes to manage this. Certainly, we will be interested in exploring that avenue. But how different will bringing women on board, how different or how would it change the game?
There isn't, you see, it's about communications, as I said earlier. When you are communicating with people, you have to communicate in ways they can buy into. Right now, what you see in the populace is a measure of defiance. That defiance itself, on my data at my consultancy, is indicative of the disconnect between the grassroots and the center. People do not really believe that the center has their interests at heart. The closer you get to them, the better your message sinks. Some people have never seen the officials that are talking to them today. They don't see them except during elections. Let's face it, we know who we are. We know the dynamics that inform our psychosocials in Nigeria. Now, women are custodians of what I want to call soft force. Soft force in the sense that they can appeal to any group. The lower it goes, the better. And once you have them championing this cause, you are going to see some very significant improvement and the kind of results the federal government wants to get.
That is really spot on. Thank you so much, Captain Aliyu Umar Babangida, for your insight, using women as a vehicle to help contain the spread. Thank you very much.